If you like a little shine, you're going to love the sequin stitches that are built into the Husqvarna Viking Designer EPIC 2 sewing machine. So you're going to find those stitches in the dimensional stitch area. So that's menu L. And menu L has a mix of like exclusive stitches, applique stitches, and pop-up stitches. But if you go towards the end, you get starting at stitch number 48 through 70 are all sequin stitches. Now I want to show you a couple tricks of sewing these boogers on, and then also where to buy sequins that are the right size for these actual stitches. There are other things that you can stitch into, but sequins are what these are designed for, and they are fun. Notice that it has a question mark at the top for that foot. It is recommended that you use an open toe foot, which is what I will be putting on it, so you can really see where you're going and holding those sequins in place. Now, if you are wondering how to sew these, touch the question mark and touch the stitch. This will be a reminder of just a quick step-by-step how to get the sequins in there. But you can also go to the Joy OS Advisor, go to, usually you're on basic sewing techniques, go to dimensional stitches and find where it talks about sequin stitches at the bottom. This will pull up just the sequin stitches from that menu, but what it does is give you the step-by-step tutorial, including the built-in video. So don't forget you have all these videos right at your fingertips. So we're making sure we're disengaging the integrated dual feed. We're substituting our open toe foot on. Don't forget a little stabilizer behind your fabric. And then as it stops, you're going to slide in a sequin so it can stitch through the hole and hold it all in place. Now, this is from our Stitching Cosmos online course quilt. This is one block I totally dedicated to sewing stitches that are sequin stitches. We do talk about having all your stitches stitched out in a stitch book. So if you haven't checked out how to make the ultimate stitch book, you definitely want to click on the link below this YouTube video to check that out. So we're going to go ahead and get close up to the needle, and I've got a handful of sequins, and I'll show you my best resource for the perfect sized sequin. You've seen these in the trim department of your local store. They're the ones that are all connected on elastic, often done for costumes or even headbands for sparkly events. And if you just come to the opposite end, you can actually just slide these little sequins right off their string. They're almost like on a locked corner, and then as you just slide them off, this is okay. So for the price per yard and the amount of sequins on here, it is actually worth it to buy it there. And it's always funny when people ask, "Oh, what are you actually, that you're having it cut at the counter? What are you making?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I actually am taking those sequins off and using them as in part of my decorative stitches," and they always look at me funny like, "You're doing what?" But it is all new and exciting. I mean, this is so revolutionary. I've also found things like these cute little circles in small packages, and they had a little hole in them. Now, not all the sequin stitches will work with these, but I'll show you one that does. Okay, so we were playing around with our applique stitches, our pop-up stitches, some of our other exclusive stitches from our theme stitches, the laser pictorial stitches, our omni-motion stitches, tassel stitches, and now you know why I am thrilled to always sit at this machine and be creative, because there's so many things that actually are just built in that I can just sit down and stitch, and depending on my color of thread, fabric, and embellishments, I can get so many different looks. So my needle stop down is activated here, and I'm going to use the start stop button. So definitely don't use your foot control at all with this particular feature. Let me see, I actually need to pick a stitch here. All right. Oh, let's pick one of the bigger ones. That'll be fun. Okay, so watch what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead. It's going to sew until it stops. Now, at this point, for your very first time, you're going to have to look, and when you see the needle is over to the far side, you are going to be placing your sequin next to the needle. So always land off to the side. The idea is that you line up that hole even with the 2 red lines of the foot. So if you want, you could even put that presser foot down. Sometimes that sequin wants to move quickly, so just watch how you, like that one. Okay, well, we'll try it again. I should have held it in place a little bit better. So now my stitch is on the other side. So as they were showing a little bit of a style list to help get that stitch to catch in that hole. The reason for it is it's really hard to go back and add a sequin once it has moved. You'd have to almost stitch it by hand. So I'm going to just hold that gently and then move my scissors quickly after it stitches in the middle. Oh yeah, that's definitely the way to do it for this, but you can just slide it in there and hold it. I do know that sometimes, like in areas or times when things are a little staticky, this is very difficult to do. So pick a non-staticky day to do these stitches. Now I am going to switch over to a different stitch. We are going to just let it kind of jump over, and I'll show you which ones look good with these fun ones. So here is the stitch. Now the only thing, here we'll do this one, you can see the hole really well. See where that hole is? It's very close to the edge. So as I slide it in there, you can see where that stitch is going to come. So make sure that as you sew, that you kind of just line that up so it jumps right on in. This is one of my favorites. And then we'll find the little hole, slide it underneath. This is nice because the foot actually comes down and holds the sequin until it actually gets stitched in place. So I hope you'll try out a couple different things. Just note that you're not looking for the sequins that have that little cupped center. You need the flat sequins that are the right ones for this particular technique. So let's take a look at which ones. Oh yeah, we can have some fun with these. These are always so much fun to play with and try out. There's, oh gosh, there's 21 different stitches, at least if not 23 there, that you can play with and add some fabulous bling to your next project.